What's going on, guys? Soccer Player coming at you with a new video today. So I know I took a 2-day break just because the last video was uploaded on my last day of finals. I wanted to give myself a day or two break just in order to decompress, relax, that kind of thing. Because last video we got GU, the last of the Beads of Ruin Pokemon, and now pretty much after doing a bit more reading, like immediately after I caught Chiyu, I decided to head to the school in order to do the history class, because apparently completing the history class will allow you to get access to the fly points for the shrines. So I mean, I'm gonna do that just because like you get access to fly points. That's really it. But other than that, it's like yeah. And then if you show the history teacher, Miss Raifort, the 4 legendaries, pretty much you get the nasty plot TM. So I mean, yeah. So this and the next couple videos will be pretty much me doing each class. So since the last video I did History 1, this video I'll be doing the remainder of the history class. And then every episode afterwards will be pretty much me doing the class as a whole instead of like what I did previously. Because one, I thought like it was a one and done kind of thing, but no, it's not. But let's get into it, because there will be a lot of reading. I will tell you that much. Class will begin soon. Don't be tardy. Because the thing is, I don't even know how many classes of each or like how long each will take. It will be a lot of dialogue to read. I'll just say that much. Nemona's in class. Greetings, my little student. Students, whatever you did yesterday is now a part of history. Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. About 2,000 years ago, this region came under the rule of the Paldean Empire. Historical accounts describe the Paldean Emperor as being quite the dictator. This emperor was so zealously believed the legend of the treasure that rests deep within Area Zero. I must mention that the civilizations of our ancestors were not as developed as ours is today. People back then were far more likely to believe in mysterious legends, magic, and beings beyond human comprehension. In an attempt to gain the power to stand against Paldea's neighboring countries, what neighboring countries unless like the Paldea region itself was divided into countries itself before it became one whole region area, standing against Paldea's neighboring countries, the emperor sent people in droves to join the hunt for the fabled treasure of Area Zero. Well, it may be where Spain connects to France and everything. Like, you know how the top right corner of the map is pretty much like blocked off? That may be like where the DLC is. Who knows? We'll know within a year's time when the DLC comes out. But yeah, aha, perfect timing to make eye contact, young Sally. Answer me this. Approximately how many years ago was it that the Paldean Empire ruled this region? She said 2,000. Heh, that is correct. You're a surprisingly clever one, aren't you? I see you're listening to my lecture. The answer is 2,000 years ago. That is when the great era of exploration began. However, it is said that not a single adventurer sent out by the Emperor ever reached the depths of Area Zero. Was it the punishing journey itself that barred their way, or perhaps some unknown creature? The resounding failure of this great era of exploration almost certainly heightened the air of mystery surrounding the crater. Oh, what I wouldn't give to explore Area Zero in its untouched state at that time. I suppose I can only hope for the swift invention of a time machine. I swear, if we did this before the endgame, that would have been flat out foreshadowing. Oh, is that the time already? I must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Alright? So I mean, So how many classes are there of each? What class would you like to take? History 3? Yes. Okay. Alright. Okay, greens. Yep. So, yep. Same dialogue. As you should remember from our last class, Area Zero's great era of exploration began about 2,000 years ago. This era lasted for approximately 1,000 years, but not a single soul was able to venture all the way to the deepest reaches of Area Zero. Having poured much of its human and financial resources into the exploration of Area Zero for so long, the Paldean Empire fell into decline. 200 years later, or 800 years ago, the Empire and its surrounding nations united into one entity. Okay, so Paldea was broken into countries, and then it came together as Paldea. Ah, yes, the academy where you're now filling your young minds with knowledge was also apparently established at that time. In fact, this school building, though certainly having undergone repairs through the years, is just as it was when it was built so long ago. This very structure is a piece of history. Things of old are truly splendid. I would certainly prefer not to have the Pokeball portion, though a relatively new addition. Perfect timing, yep. How many years ago? 8. It was 200 years later, or 800 years ago. I hate nothing more. Okay. This academy was constructed exactly 805 years ago, to be precise. In other words, your academy here is 805 years old. At the time, it offered state-of-the-art facilities and a uniquely innovative curriculum. As such, people used to say. Those seeking knowledge need look no further than the oranges of Paldea. That's right. They were referring to Naranja Academy. It is said that this proverb of sorts was even used outside of the Paldea region. Oh, is that? Yep. Okay. Next class will be the midterm. Oh, okay. Crud. Okay. Wait. Okay, I'm reading a little more about Miss Raifort. Okay. Oh, wrong. So, before we do the midterm, home ec, staff room. Yep, go to the staff room. So I guess like after you did the first one, you go to the staff room, get to know her more. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Nope. Here she is by the bookshelf. Okay. You're Saga from class 1A. The way you conduct yourself in my class and answers you give to my questions, I admit that they pique my interest. You are quite the people, I must say. Tell me, Saga, given a choice, obviously you do prefer old things because she's a history teacher. She likes the old stuff. So you prefer the things of the past, do you? The potential I saw in you was real after all. Yes, this one may indeed be of good use to me someday. Okay, that's suspicious. You can't disregard that. I was simply thinking out loud. Okay. Yep. Okay. So, entrance hall. Why is Penny down there? Or something like that. Because I'm only doing the Miss Raifort. Okay. And then it's like it appears she is like then pops up near a bookshelf or something within the library, I think. Or would I have to pass her class first? Because I mean, first you get closer, take a class, and then you get closer to her. It's like, man, this place is massive for a library. There's Penny. My gosh. Okay, you know what? Let me first... Yeah, okay. Man. 'Cause, I mean, things are hidden in corners. You really can't see unless you actually walk around. 'Cause, I mean, she's supposed to be somewhere in the entrance hall as well after you interact with her once. So, nothing over there. Just swing on by here. Gengar's up here. Ah, can't see. Okay, so nothing up here. That book is out. There's a magazine. A culture. It's October shoot now. Okay. I guess you could read the books that are like jutting out a bit. What was that? I just heard a Pokemon. Yeah, okay. Screw it. Seeing as she is not down here. Take my midterm. History midterm. Yes. Yep. Okay, time for the midterm. Summon your historical knowledge answer. Okay. Wait, okay, was the Great Creator. What? Treasure. 2000. 805. Those seeking knowledge. Time is up. Okay. The last question was a freebie. Even the least capable surely padded your score there. I sincerely hope you did anyway. Okay. So end your midterms. You may check the scores. Okay. Okay. 5 out of 5. Sweet. Miss Raifort asked us to give this reward to anyone patrons who pass 5 XP candies. Oh, small. Oh, okay. History 4. Yes. Okay. Yep. Greens, what did... Okay. Yep. However, I imagine the ability to concentrate as... Okay. I suppose changing things up for fun and variety may be a good idea every now and then. So allow me to tell you an old fairy tale that has been passed down in Paldea for generations. Once upon a time, there was a king who very much enjoyed collecting treasure. He was particularly fond of treasures from other countries. One day, a merchant from the east heard rumors of this king and came to meet him. The merchant laid out 4 treasures in front of the treasure-loving king. The 4 treasures were as follows: a vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads, the 4 legendaries. Seeing such rarities before him, the king leaped for joy. He showered the merchant with gold coins and claimed all 4 of the treasures for himself. Alright. I said that one of the treasures was a set of tablets. What do you think these tablets were? Well, wooden planks for... just because like the time era of it. These particular tablets were wooden and used as a writing medium in the East in ancient times. As you know, they fell out of popular use as paper became more universally available. For the king to consider these paper substitutes treasures, they must have been superb quality. that or perhaps they had some amazing profound teachings written on them. So the king obtained these 4 treasures, and on that very night, it is said that a terrible disaster rained down upon his castle, reducing it to rubble by dawn. Alright. So now that she... Okay, so after this, now she'll pop up in the entrance hall and tell me more about the 4 legendaries. Okay. So she should be in the entrance hall somewhere. There she is. Yeah, so I ran around for nothing last time. Okay. Yes, it's me. Are you perhaps interested in the rest of the old tale I told you in class? Yes. It is convenient that you would take the bait I presented. A vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. So, I mean, how she says it and how the Pokédex does it is different. Because we did tablet, sword, vessel, beads. Going from bottom right of Paldea clockwise, and then clockwise in order to obtain the legendaries. Because that's how the Pokédex presented itself. But here, she's saying vessel, sword, tablet, and beads. After obtaining these 4 treasures, the king's castle was destroyed. Why, you ask? Because these 4 treasures were actually 4 Pokemon. As these Pokemon were passed from human hand to human hand as treasures, they slowly became tainted by hubris and greed. Finally, after coming in contact with the rapacity of the king at the time, they awakened as disasters and began to rampage out of control. The king called for renowned Pokemon wielders to defend the country, and after a fierce battle, these incarnations of disaster were quelled. It is said that these 4 Pokemon were then sealed away somewhere in Paldea. Yeah, we already traversed the shrines and whatnot. So, what do you think? Would you say this story is just make-believe? No, because I caught them. Very astute of you. I have read many historical disaster reports, personal journals, and the like. There is much to support the truth of this story. If I am able to prove the story's veracity myself, I will be sure to let you know. Okay? Yep. I'm still investigating. Yep. Okay, so I do need to take a class again in order to do that. Good morning. History 5. Yes. Alright, don't be tardy. Yeah, taking the history classes and doing a lot of reading takes it out of your throat. Same dialogue. I trust you all remember our lessons before the midterm concerning the great crater of Paldea and its interior Area Zero. This mysterious crater captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean emperor. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached its depths. The name of the team that achieved this great feat was the Area Zero Expedition. The team is said to have been made up of Paldea's best and brightest. Skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kinds. Among them, the list of team members was the name of a man who was an author and brilliant natural historian, Heath. After returning from the expedition to Area Zero, he used his literary talent to record the events of the expedition and publish them. Perfect timing. Yep. Was the name of the team Area Zero Expedition. Yep. To pick up on and remember a term I simply slipped into the flow of the lecture, you really are quite clever. The correct name for this team was that I just said that. The record of their activities written by the expedition member Heath can be found in bookstores and the like even today. This record is known as the Scarlet Book. That's no longer with us. At the time, the entire region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. The Scarlet Book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that could never be thought of as real. The masses began to call Heath a liar. Even the truth of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question. The Scarlet book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. There's a copy of on one of the bookshelves on the ground floor of the entrance hall. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. Alright. Well, I mean, Sada had one, and and then AI Sada took that to the future. Or, no, the past. It would be the past. For her, it was the past. Probably Tora was the future. Okay, and now do I talk to her again, or would that be after the... Okay, so Okay, so I think that's after we do the final. Oh, it's daytime now, because the Gengar changed into a Psyduck. History 6. Yes. Alright. Okay. Okay. Yep. Today's our last class. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, then the midterm 5, then class 5 is 6, 6 is 7. Okay, so there are 8 classes in total, I guess, and like every fourth will be a test. This is our last class, so I'd like to unravel the mysteries that history has presented to us one last time. In our last class, I tell you about the Area Zero expedition of 200 years ago, correct? Alas, 200 years is not that long ago. Not that long ago at all. How unfortunate that our history lessons must march to inexorable toward the future. Would it not be more of an adventure to march toward the past instead? To start from our present and study history in reverse? Okay, so you agree with me, do you, Saga? However, I'm afraid I risk incurring the wrath of our dear director if I stray from the curriculum. I suppose I had no choice but to let the flow of time carry us toward the future. In this last class of ours, I shall fill your minds with history of the terrestrial phenomenon. The technology behind terror orbs has its origins in Area Zero. Even after the Area Zero expedition supposedly reached the crater's deepest depths, others continue to explore the area. And around 140 years ago, the Pokémon cloaked in mysterious light were discovered there. As you may have already guessed, these were, in fact, terrestrialized Pokémon. However, when those who discovered these Pokémon brought them out of Area Zero, the light faded and the terrestrial phenomenon remained a mystery for quite some time. However, 10 years ago, that might as well be present day, a certain someone you have definitely heard of unraveled this mystery. It's Sada, isn't it? Ah, perfect timing. Yep. What was the name of the professor? Sada. Correct. To think you are a new transfer student. Yes, yes. Approximately 10 years ago, a professor named Sada unraveled the mystery of the terrestrial phenomenon. She discovered that the shining crystal down in Area Zero, or rather, the energy they emit, is what causes Pokemon to terrestrialize. This led to the professor to invent Terra Orb technology and to develop a practical use for it. This technology was then shared with both the Pokemon League and our academy. Rumor has it that Director Clavel was one of the researchers on the professor's team. Alas, this story is much less exciting now that someone we all know appears in it. Modern history truly is dull, isn't it? Thus ends, okay, final. It's the final time now. Okay. So after the final, I believe the class is no longer available. Yes. Alright. 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 Great creator called Zero. 805. Folding fan. Heath. And 10 years ago. Alright. That'll do it. You must excuse that last question. It is too shallow and ridiculous to be on a history test, but alas, the director forced me to include it. So ends our final exam. You may ask for your scores at the school's front desk. Okay. Yes, you must get 3 to pass and 4 questions correct to pass the final. Let's see how you did. 5 out of 5. Okay, congratulations. Give 5 medium candies. Okay. I mean, those will all go to Azuriel. Asmuriel. Okay. Here we are. Saga, the time has come. The cursed treasures, the 4 Pokemon of Ruin. They exist. And I stumbled upon the truth in the newspaper of all places. Ha! In an interview piece with a carpenter, no less. The Pokemon wielders apparently use sacred stakes to seal these treasures of ruin in shrines. There is a separate shrine for each of the 4 Pokemon and 8 stakes driven into the ground in the area surrounding each shrine to keep the power of ruin at bay. Yep. That one I think is, who was yellow? I think that was Chien-Pao's. That looks like a Chien-Pao color, and since it's not like in the murky area, I'm assuming that's a Chien-Pao stake. In other words, if all the stakes for a given shrine were to be removed, it would release the Pokemon held inside. Don't you think it would be nice to free those Pokemon from the confines of their tiny little shrine, Saga? Sure, I already caught him. A kind soul, I see. You are proving truly useful. According to a decent descendant of the Pokemon wielders in the story, you must have a bond with Pokemon in order to remove the stakes. No, you don't. You could just remove them with whatever Pokemon you got. I'm sure someone as Pokemon savvy as yourself would have no trouble at all with that. You can choose for yourself whether to believe me or not, but I will mark the locations of these shrines on your map. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much how the shrines look like. I'd rather go myself, of course, but skipping out on my classes to go on adventuring seems to have made the director a little suspicious of me. You can think of it as part of your treasure hunt. I already did my treasure hunt. Treasures of ruin are still treasures after all. I hope you'll investigate these shrines if you are at all inclined to do so. Okay. Did you find any of the treasures? Yes. Oh, you got Ting Lu, the Vessel of Ruin? Oh, how interesting. I simply cannot keep my curiosity under control. Judging by its shape and size, this vessel was almost certainly not for everyday use. Perhaps it was a work of art, or better yet, a ritual artifact housing some sort of deity. I feel that there must be some meaning behind the horns and designs resembling eyes. Could it be that this artifact was fashioned after the deity's very appearance? This mysterious grows ever deeper at thirst. Okay, you look like you have something more to report. Oh, you caught Chien-Pao, the sword of... Okay, so she's going by how she listed it. So she listed it as vessel, sword, tablet, beads, but we caught him in the Pokédex order. You got Chien-Pao, the Sword of Ruin. Oh, how interesting. I simply can't keep my Yep. So the sword's blade and hilt formed the Pokemon's left and right fangs. I wonder if the broken sword when it became a... I wonder if the sword broke when it became a Pokemon, or perhaps it was always that way. No, wait, I can't imagine the king wanting to buy a broken sword. Maybe it has some sort of weapon that was meant to be used in this broken state. The mystery grows ever deeper. Ah, my thirst. Okay. Yep. Wu Qian, the tablets are ruined. The frames of the people walking behind her. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, how interesting. Yep. I've never seen so many wooden writing tablets strung together. It must have been an epic tale. Most excavated tablets are tantamount to graffiti or simple memos. Still, valuable tools for learning about the past, but nothing like this. Can't read it, but given the length, it must be a story, yes, or perhaps the words of a curse. If only the words weren't faded. How frustrating. These wooden tablets piqued the curiosity of a king. What might have been written on them? The mystery grows ever deeper. Yep. And last one. Chi-Yu, the beads of ruin? Yeah. At least Chi-Yu is... Qian Pao and Chi-Yu are the same. They are 2 and 4 respectively. The other 2 were swapped for her, but Pokédex swaps them. Oh, how interesting. I simply cannot keep my curiosity under control. The beads like these were thought to be sacred and thus worn during religious rituals. I believe they were most often worn as a single bead on the neck like a pendant, but it seems Chi-Yu has 4 of them. Were the beads worn in pairs, like on ears and wrist, or in the rituals perhaps, performed by 4 people? What on earth could have caused beads such as these, originally used to ward off disaster, to become bringers of disaster themselves? This mystery grows ever deeper. Okay? Seeing part of history with my own eyes fills me with joy. I thank you, Saga. This is simply amazing. You have now reported back to me with all 4 of the treasures of ruin. I never thought that you would be able to do this much for me. You have my thanks. I'd like to go looking for the treasures of ruin myself and make them my own, but I suppose it was precisely because I sent you someone with a pure heart that we were able to accomplish this feat. They may be the treasures of my dreams, but I will allow you to have them for now. What? I caught them, so they're mine. They're not yours. Consider this a symbol of my gratitude too. Take it, it is yours. There's Nasty Plot. Alright. Yep. Hey, you truly are an interesting one, aren't you, Saga? I hope you don't mind if I continue to keep an eye on you. Yep. Alright. And with that... So just do a save. Yep. And then... bag. Let's just get these candies to Azuriel, Asmuriel, level 81. Yep. Alright. So I'm just like 10 levels short, I guess, or something like that. Who knows, but yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be doing some grinding at double save. But yeah, next video, we will be doing another one. Let me see. I don't know. Well, I'll pick beforehand. During the video, we'll probably just go down the list. But yeah, history is no longer available to us. But this is Saga Plays signing out. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.